Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I have special guest, host of the Robust Opposition. It's Lauren Steiner's with us. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Jimmy.
So I want to talk real quickly. This is horrible. AT&T funded Democrats in California just eviscerated the best net neutrality bill in the country. You know about this, right, Lauren?
Absolutely.
So this is written by Freedom for the Future, and you know the
Fight for the Future.
Fight for the Future, and you would know the gentleman who wrote this?
Yes, it's a woman, Evan Greer.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So this is a great article, and it starts off by saying, in an unprecedented move, the California Assembly's Committee on Communications and Conveyance just bucked standard procedure and railroaded through a vote to amend Net Neutrality Bill SB 822 by adding gaping loopholes asked for by internet service providers like Comcast and AT&T, who are top donors to the committee chairman, Miguel Santiago. So this would be Miguel Santiago, and they're not answering their phone today at his office, by the way. I called him. And so he's, it looks like what it appears to be is he is a bought and paid for corporate shill who's actually working against you. He's a Democrat who's working he's now helping Trump get rid of net neutrality. That's who that guy is. His name is Miguel Santiago. And it goes on. In the committee hearing, Senator Scott Wiener, the bill's original author, stunned by the chairman forcing a vote before the hearing had even started. He said that with the new amendments, the bill was now mutilated and a fake net neutrality bill. The forced vote on the amendment passed 8-0 with 2 abstentions, with Democrats joining Republicans to eviscerate the SB 822, making them the first Democrats to actively help the Trump administration dismantle net neutrality. So what does a supermajority of Democrats get you in California? It gets you the same stuff that Trump wants. Isn't that fantastic? Do you understand why we need a revolution? Do you understand why Bernie sheepdogging people into this garbage dumpster of a fire of a party is a bad idea? This is the bluest of blue states. This is what they're doing in the bluest of blue states. They have a Democratic supermajority, and this is how they do it. They cheat, lie, and rob you right in the open public, right in the broad daylight. This guy, Miguel Santiago. The level of corruption we just witnessed literally makes me sick to my stomach, wrote the author. These California Democrats will go down in history as among the worst corporate shills that have ever held elected office. Californians should rise up and demand that their assembly members represent them. The actions of this committee today are an attack not just on net neutrality, but on our democracy. So this is what the new bill does. This is what the gutted version of this bill does. It does this. It allows ISPs, that's the people who give you the internet, whoever you buy your internet from, it allows them to charge websites like JimmyDoreComedy.com and small businesses. It can now charge us access fees just to reach our customers. So you can't just put up a website and then everybody could go see it. You have to pay an extra fee now. They can do this. So people can just see your website. They also will allow internet service providers to circumvent net neutrality protections at the point where data enters the network. Thus, instead of blocking a website as it is transported over the ISP's network, the ISP can just block it. Wow. It also allows ISPs to throttle entire classes of applications, e.g., for example, all online gaming or all online voice calls. Remember that AT&T was previously busted blocking iMessage. This new bill allows ISPs to zero rate their own content. For example, AT&T can incentivize you to watch CNN, which they now own. Or Comcast can make it free for you to go to NBC's website while making you use your data to get your news elsewhere. Do you see what they can do? So this is horrible capitalism. This is the worst kind. It also will allow ISPs to charge service fees in exchange for zero rating them, giving large corporations a huge unfair advantage over startups and small businesses. So, and then he says, share this one. So here's all the people. That's Miguel Santiago. That's his number. But these are their Sacramento numbers, right?
Yeah.
And they don't. And you telling me, Lauren, that you tried to call them. They don't answer these numbers. I tried to call them too. They're not answering those numbers today. And so now, tell me, you've done some work on net neutrality.
Yeah, I first found out about this in 2010, before the Congress changed hands, and Henry Waxman was still in charge of the committee in Congress that regulated the internet. The Energy and Commerce Committee, and I organized a citizen lobby meeting in his office with a whole bunch of media people, and we prevailed upon him why we should have net neutrality. And the story about my son really resonated with him, because I told him that my son was, when he was in 10th grade, he taught himself statistics and probability so he could do sabermetrics, which is baseball analytics. It's what, Michael Lewis wrote about in that book, Moneyball. So my son was staying up all night and becoming this internet, baseball analyst. I thought he was staying up all night watching porn or something. His grades were slipping, but this is what he was doing. He had his own column in a publication called the Hardball Times, and Henry Waxman stood up, and he's very short. He's under 5 feet. He stood up and he said, yes, this is why we have to have net neutrality, so people like your son could do his blog, and Mark Zuckerberg could start Facebook in his basement. And he really supported net neutrality, and then, of course, the Republicans took over the House. And we were trying to get Obama to do it through the FCC. We had to protest him. In 2014, there was a nationwide coalition. I was the LA point person. I organized 4 protests that year, one on the 3rd Street Promenade, one at FCC regional office in Cerritos, and 2 of them at Obama fundraisers, basically saying that he should institute net neutrality. And he finally got his FCC chief, Tom Wheeler, who used to be the chief lobbyist for the Cable Television Association, to institute the rules. And also, Ajit Pai, like if Ajit Pai is the current FCC chairman, you'll notice the article today in the LA Times business section. Michael Hiltzik says twice, he talks about Trump's hand-picked chief overturned the net neutrality rules just a week ago. Well, that person was appointed by Obama.
Ajit Pai.
Yeah, Ajit Pai, a fact that it was conveniently left out. So basically, all this work that we did was ruined. And so we thought that Wiener's bill was going to save us. And we were so happy. We were calling our state senators, every committee, making sure there would be no amendments to water it down. I should have known that it was the same thing that happened with SB 562.
Which was the Medicare for All bill in California, which Anthony Rendon killed in the House.
Yeah, so in other words, these senators can afford to be magnanimous, like in the Senate, because they know that it's going
to be killed.
Right, because Scott Wiener takes a lot of money from the real estate developers, and he had a very terrible bill that we did manage to kill, SB 827. But this bill was actually a good bill, and it was stronger than the federal net neutrality rules. So what he did was he had a vote in his committee before the committee hearing began, before the author was allowed to present, and before public comment. And that is unprecedented. That did surprise Scott Wiener. So now,
why did it pass 8 to no Democrats voted?
Well, I haven't had this just happened yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to look at their contributions.
Okay.
But I will tell you something about Sidney Kamlager Dove. She was Holly Mitchell's aide, and she ran for the seat that Sebastian Ridley Thomas vacated. He was considered a mod Dem or an oily Dem because they take a lot of money from the oil companies. He resigned for health reasons. Our Bernie-crat, Stephen Dunwoody, was running for that position. He didn't get enough signatures to get on the ballot, special election. She won. And the first thing that she did was she voted against a bill, 2 bills that would have protected tenants' rights. This is Sidney Kamlager representing, Culver City and parts of South LA.
She voted against protecting?
She voted for a bill. She voted against a bill that would have been for tenants' rights. And so this is now the second bad bill that she's voted no on. And it's, or yes on, because he changed the bill.
Right.
He changed the bill. And it's just outrageous. I mean, we've got to get our shit together, Jimmy, and get the Bernie-crats in office because these people pretend to be progressive.
We can't even get Bernie on our side anymore. We can't even get Bernie to call this shit out anymore. You know, when you say get the Bernie-crats together, the Bernie-crats got together, Lauren, you know that, and we thought we overtook the Democratic Party because we came out and we all voted for delegates, and we all voted for progressive Bernie-crat delegates to take over the Democratic Party. We were going to elect our own chairman, and we were going to have the majority, and we did. We had the majority of delegates. Turns out they're super delegates on the state level, and they screwed us over, just like they screwed Bernie over in the primary. They screwed us over here in California, so now we have a pharmaceutical lobbyist as the chairman of our party, and stuff like this happens all the time, and Bernie won't fucking call it out. And Bernie won't call it out. And this is what's happening in the bluest of blue states. This is what we're left with in the bluest of blue states. A supermajority Democrat, and they kill single payer, and they just gutted net neutrality, and they're helping Trump. That's what happens in the bluest of blue states. We can't even get net neutrality. They go along with Trump, and Bernie won't call out the Democratic Party anymore because he's in bed with them because he wants to run in 2020. And what happens in 2020, Lauren, if Bernie doesn't win? What has he built over these last 4 years? Nothing. Nothing. He's built nothing except prop up a Democratic Party that does this to progressives. Am I wrong?
Well, you know, Jimmy, I Dem exited last June of 2017, because I couldn't take it anymore.
The next live Jimmy Dore show is July 1st in Portland, Oregon, July 15th in Chicago, and July 27th in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all those tickets to those shows. Plus, don't forget, become a patron to help support independent media. We give you hours of bonus content every week. Plus, every Saturday at 2 p.m., we do our Solid Chat Saturday. It's our live stream on Saturdays, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Stick around for that. And please make sure you're subscribed. Even though you think you are subscribed to this channel, they're unsubscribing people every day. Just check. Click subscribe and then click the bell to make sure they send you a notification when we're dropping videos. Otherwise, they won't tell you. Thanks for your support.